Welcome, everybody, to this edition of Strong Perspective Podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Keith Armstrong, along with the other hosts, Jaquari and Damon Armstrong. We're the Armstrongs. We welcome you to our podcast. This is a weekly podcast every Friday at 7:30. What we do is we discuss being men, being human beings, being husbands, being everything, being friends and all this. We have young ladies on to do the same because this is a conversational podcast, in my opinion. My brothers, and they can let you know, may have a different opinion than me. Of opinion of this podcast, but I think part of it is to give people the opportunity to unpack whatever they got on their mind. With that being said, welcome, my brothers.
What's going on, brother?
All right. We're gonna do what we usually do. We'll start with you, Jaquari, since I named you first. How was your day today, my guy?
My day was fairly uneventful, man. It was a productive telework day. I got some things done, and hopefully I can carry that momentum into next week, so I can have another good week.
All right, 10-4. Okay, Damon.
My day started off kind of, it was kind of sketchy, man. But I actually bent my knees and made a prayer, bro.
Oh, always a good thing. Always a good thing.
And that anxiety started to subside, man. And then it turned out to be a good day. So I know now what to do.
Listen, when we surrender ourselves over,
Absolutely.
when we surrender ourselves, nothing but anxiety releasing joy. You know what I'm saying? But let me just do a little bit of house cleaning as we go. This is a Strong Perspective podcast. As I said earlier, we're here every Friday at 7:30, and we are 2 years in. So we vets. We're 2 years in, and as I said, this is what we're going to bring to you. Let us know within our friend groups. Even if you're not a friend, get in touch with one of us. If you want to come on and you want to unpack whatever, this is what we do. This is how we are, and this is what we're going to be doing from now on. Now, understand, we're not obligated to solve your problems, but we do what we do is, and we do it well, is we listen to what you got to say. So go to Strong Perspective Podcast on YouTube, like, share, and subscribe. Build our numbers up for us, please. Do us a favor. You know what I mean? The thing about it, YouTube, back in the olden days of YouTube, all you had to do was this: record yourself spitting on the floor, and you will get 1,000 subscribers. Well, you know what? We're going the long way around. So we're building slowly, but we appreciate everyone who subscribed to us. All right. Let me just say this real quick, and guys, I said 2 years. First of all, like, share, and subscribe. I said we've been doing this for 2 years, and it feels like 6 months because it flies by, and just so much content and so many good people on, and so much just real conversation. For some reason, the last 2 or 3 episodes, it felt like we gotten in our groove. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. That might be me, but what y'all think?
It's funny you should mention that, man, because I recently had a conversation with a person who just found out that I was involved in this thing, and I was telling this person my philosophy about the whole thing, and my day one philosophy, and She basically told me that I was lazy, and I didn't want to do the work.
Okay.
And it's her opinion and everything. And surprisingly enough, man, I wasn't offended by it. I wasn't offended by it at all, man, because I mean, in her assessment, I could see the argument, but I explained to her that in order for me to interject, whatever the topic may be, man, to interject my authentic self, man, and I can't be a person who's coming into the conversation armed with certain things,
Oh,
throughout the course.
now I understand what you mean by lazy. Okay.
Yeah, through the course of through the course of every conversation, I am sort of present myself as being 100% rational and persuadable on some things, but it's it's up to my conversation participants, man, to come with enough information and to put it in a certain ways enough for me to agree with it. I mean, it's just what it is. I mean, you can, and like I said, her sentiment was legitimate enough for me not to even I couldn't even take offense to it.
Okay.
I couldn't take offense to it, and that criticism, man, is something that I believe I need because I appreciate it. Although it didn't sway me 100%, there are some things that I do plan to make adjustments on.
Okay.
But I'm still not going to be sweeping and combing the internet for information about stuff. I'm not going to do that because I got a regular job. So
Damon, what you think, brother? What you think about our journey?
Our journey, man, is that the thing that I try to keep focused on, man, and truly appreciate is that when I think about our podcast and stuff like that, we can come up with a certain subject matters that we can talk about, discuss, and delve deep into it, man. But the thing that's most important to me is things that you spoke of, at the very beginning, Keith, when you said we live in 3 states, man. You know what I'm saying? We rarely see each other. This is an opportunity for us to be together, and either you're going to rock with that or you're not. You know what I'm saying? We can talk about any topic you want to, but, be involved with 3 brothers, man, who enjoy each other's company.
absolutely.
So, you can try to figure out what that means to you, but for me, it means that, at least 2 times a week I can kick it with my brothers. You know what I'm saying?
No doubt. No doubt.
And that sustains me.
Yeah. I mean, I think the funny thing about it is I have so much fun with it that I go and people that I know and people I barely know, I'm like, hell, this is what we're doing on Fridays. I'm inviting you on. You're more than welcome. You feel what I'm saying? And I think the funniest thing about it is what I come to realize that everybody's not comfortable with this. You know what I mean? And the only reason why I am able to do it is because in the capacity in which I retired from in law enforcement, part of my duties is being a public speaker. Now, I'm not polished, you know what I mean? And this is self-deprecation, just so I can show you guys how humble I am. And I got a lisp. You feel what I'm saying? And you know what I'm saying? See, that's the thing about it is, what I'm saying in a nutshell is, because of my work experience, it made me want to take the chance to do this also. You feel what I'm saying? And I think that's key to understanding who I am. You know, because every episode I unpack a lot about who I am. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
You know, because honestly, I taught myself how to be completely honest with myself and with other people. I had to teach myself that.
Yeah.
The world don't work that way, because what we do is we hide how we feel in our social groups, in our work groups, or wherever we are. We hide how we feel about things. And me personally, I was comfortable in doing that, but something told me that's not the route I wanted to take. You know what I mean? Some people look at me like, Keith, you're an asshole, right? Not because of what I said, is because the position I put them in, because I spoke a certain truth. You know what I'm saying? It's like, okay, I get it. I get it. Damon will be back with us in a second. I get it. You know what I'm saying? So I'm learning a lot about myself.
Absolutely.
You know?
And there's a reason why, you know, it resonated with me, man, when you spoke about us being on this for 2 years, but it only feels like 6 months. To me, man, that's a feeling that I don't think I ever want to lose that feeling, man. That novice feeling. Not saying that I'm anywhere near professional, but we have shows, we have pods under our belt.
Yeah.
We have a good amount under our belt, man. But if I lose that newest feeling, man, that new car smell feeling that I get every time we come on air, then I'm not gonna necessarily lose interest, man. But it's not gonna be authentic.
It's real. That
You
is
know,
real. You know?
and this is a space, man, where, as you just said, man, I found it in myself, man, to be completely honest.
Yeah. No.
Shit, hey, it is what it is, man. Because let us blow up. We gonna get the shit fact checked out of us.
Oh yeah.
Stuff about our dad, stuff about our family, stuff about our athletic careers and shit.
Yeah.
Some of it's Googleable. You know what I
Damn,
mean?
you pulled that off. I like that, brother. I see
Yeah,
you.
yeah. I do that shit sometimes. But I mean, this is it's successful in my opinion, man, because I keep coming back to it.
No doubt.
Coming back to it. I ain't came up with no excuses to shirk. So
Yeah.
this is who we are, man.
Oh yeah. I think I want to thank everyone who's appeared, who came on, family, friends, people that we know, good folks. You know what I mean? Last week was a good show with Chris Dickens and Bill Burnett.
Dickens is a wild dude.
He's a wild dude. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, I think I went back and rewatched it, and I like the way that you three guys chimed in. Like, yo, the theme of you angry? Get therapy.
Oh,
You feel what I'm saying? That was a theme that you, Bill, and Damon was like, yo, bro, you say you want this, but you're not seeking this. And I'm not saying that Chris is in heavy need or anything like that, but what he has, and I say this because we've said it to him, he has some issues that I think would be good if he talked to somebody about.
He's not the only
But we
one.
all do.
Yeah,
we all do.
Not the only one, man.
Yeah.
Admittedly, man, I could spend some shit.
Oh man,
I could put a therapist kids through school, man. Seriously, man.
Yes, indeed.
You know what I think? I think my particular blinder comes, man, from dealing with a population, who has trauma.
Yeah.
So, at first, in certain situations, man, I would be empathetic to the point where I would start to relive that shit in my head, situations that I would talk to these dudes about, and you know some things that mirror shit that I've been through. And I'm like, man, so that's not a space that you prepare for, bro. You can't do
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
You can't do that, man. So at some point, man, you got to figure out a way to divorce yourself from this situation, or you know, in order for you to be of any use to these guys.
yeah, yeah.
You know, you truly have to leave your shit at the door when you know when you go into certain jobs. You got to leave it at the door.
You do?
It'll eat you alive, man. You know, and we don't come from a generation of people, man, who spoke freely and condoned therapy, man.
No, no. Yeah, I think part of it though, just in all fairness, it was never financially available for us.
I think it was though. I think it was
No, 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 no.
every black man, wait. Every black man who speaks about his trauma that I've known, and they were honest about it. They were able to admit that you know if they had insurance,
I was
then
getting ready to say. I was
yeah,
getting ready to say when look, speaking like we're looking at a history book, the first black man to ever go to therapy, it was through his insurance.
yeah,
Through his insurance. And they had just now this is in general now. This is not specific, but this is in general. Me knowing brothers and sisters who went through therapy is because their insurance carried it.
yep. You think about Hollywood, man. You think about Hollywood. Whatever particular movie or whatever, man, you got some guy sitting on a therapist couch, on a psychiatrist couch, and they start complaining and say, "Oh, I'm paying you $100 an hour." Not out of your pocket, motherfucker. Not if you got a job and insurance. You're not
Yeah,
paying that money out of your pocket, not the whole
yeah,
shit. You got a copay, yeah, because this is it's a doctor's visit or whatever. But you can handle that.
yeah.
You can handle that.
I would tell you one thing that I want to emphasize is I get sick, and I really mean this when I see
Damn, man.
on you all right, man? Welcome back, brother.
I keep getting kicked out, man.
You here?
I know a lot of people coming on in the evening times around in this area. That's
Yeah,
why
yeah.
it's doing what it's
I
doing.
got you. I got you, but you here for now. So I tell you where anger is the wrong word, but it's frustration. In which when we see a celebrity, a black celebrity, talk about going to therapy, like it's he or she was the first one to discover this.
Mm-hmm.
You feel what I'm saying? No. So when you say that, really and truly, because people don't do their research, people infer that we don't look for it,
Mm-hmm.
right? But really and truly, I'm talking about black men. Really and truly, black men, our therapy is in the barbershop and the bar. And our lodge brothers.
And I think we also deal with just the disconnect, man, because a lot of shit, a lot of harmful events that happen in our lives that we don't even consider therapy, man.
I mean,
Not,
because
we don't even consider traumatic. Excuse me.
because honestly, the three of us are in that age range, and Damon, chime in on this. The three of us are in that age range where we didn't have time because it was commonplace for people like us to go through some kind of traumatic experience because that was the plight of black folks. Not every black folk. And don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that. I'm not generalizing. I'm saying that we were thinking and we was raised to do what? We are in the mode of survival.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
I think that because we wasn't hip to it. We wasn't privy to therapy and self help, man. That we didn't
Yeah,
engage because we didn't know which way, where to go to, where to turn to, whatever. Not even mentioning the fact that you get off into this feeling where you might feel like, man, I feel weak, man. I should be stronger than this. But you know what? You know what?
that's true. That's true. Good point.
Right. You know what overcomes that, man? When you start having them panic attacks, man, and you don't even know what the hell you're experiencing or going through. You know, and it become debilitating, and then you have to really think, okay, man, I don't want to have that experience again. So what is causing it? Then you reach out. You know what I'm saying? And that's on an individual basis, man. The people who
Information.
the
Yeah.
people who choose not to address it are the people who have all these struggles and ailments and stuff like that. But if you are a person who had a major panic attack, especially if you're driving or something like that, and it's out of your control, I'm saying there's a tendency to want to try to figure out what the hell is going on, man.
But even that is a tricky thing, Damon, because I mean, panic attacks come in many forms, man. You take somebody losing it on the road. Road rage is a freaking panic attack.
Yeah.
That's what I believe. I mean, I don't know what if you could.
I can see that. I can
yeah,
understand the form you're talking about, where you're coming from.
yeah, road rage, freaking, just unpredictable aggression. It's a panic attack.
Yeah,
You don't. I mean, it's just not a panic. Panic attacks, consist of more than just freaking shaking and sweating and disorientation. Any adverse, any well, any over. Well, shit, y'all know what I mean.
of course. But all right, is it fair to say that I'm speaking on the three of us? I can't speak for the rest. Um, Negative experiences was commonplace. Now, positive experiences was, I think, doubled it, right? But the negative experiences was always there, in which we looked at it as, okay, I'm on top of the world, but this is a stumble right here. This stumble is the thing that I'm just gonna have to deal with, no matter how much I'm here. This shit is here. It's gonna always be here. Drugs, death, crime, violence. It was always a commonplace with us. But I'm amazed how we were not baffled or not that it couldn't be done. But I'm amazed that the three of us was able to overcome some of the things that we saw and other people, because I've always believed, now this is the thing, I've always believed that the minority was the negative shit. I'm talking about the small minority was the negative shit. The vast majority was fair to excellent in our community. But we always emphasized that small percentage of majority. And I'm not talking about turning my back on it or making it feel a certain way, this, that, and other. No, what I'm saying is, when you are told that black folks always doing this, and black folks always smoking weed, and black folks is this, and black folks is this, and it's the whole is always accused of this, and it's said so much. What does the conditioning do to you?
So let's make you believe it.
It leaks, even if with the strongest of it leaks in, right?
But see, and I'm not pushing back on what you said, man. But you said something that piqued my interest, man. I mean, you said how we had all lived through traumatic events or whatever and came out on the other side. I mean, yeah, I survived it. and came out on the other side, but the sickness was transferred to something else in my life, man.
Of course.
You
Being
know, so, yeah.
human,
So,
yes.
I mean, not
Right,
and
right.
you. I seriously doubt if you ever really, you know, dot the I's and cross the T's on the situation and completely move past it.
No, you're right.
You know what I mean? So me not addressing some things, man. Like I said, man, it just transferred that muck over into different parts of my life.
Oh yeah, Damon.
I think, man, that you are under the illusion, man, that you can handle, especially as a black man. You know what I'm saying? And I can only speak in that regard because I'm a black man, whatever. But you're under the illusion that, life is going to be a struggle. It's going to be hard anyway,
Yeah,
and then things happen to you, things that you witnessed that happen to people that came before you. And, and as you see them go through their life or whatever, you say, well, they got through it, then I have to be strong and get through it too, get through it also. But here's the caveat, man. You mess around, man, and you dealing with a situation because the thing that gives you that panic attack, that thing that affects you most is things that's in your proximity, that's close to you, that you're responsible for. You know what I'm saying? And that's what hits you. And then when you feel like you're out of control in that so-called safe space, you know what I'm saying? Then that requires you to look outside of what it is that we deem traditional, that we saw our predecessors go through.
Mm.
And we have no idea of how to do that because it wasn't taught to us. It was just like, get over it and you're gonna be all right. you know but things stockpile, what I'm saying, and it affects you in a way, man, that affects your health. And the worst thing in the world is to feel out of control.
Mhm.
Right. And
yeah,
exactly what my wife said, dysfunction. You don't want to normalize it. But I think we as black people, we tend to do that. We normalize it and say, you know what, that's just them, or you know what I'm saying? And people could be spiraling, man. Spiraling out of control. You know.
And I think also, man, we need to consider, man, the strength comes from exercise, man. You know what I mean? We get faced with a difficult situation and just expect ourselves to be strong in it. But a muscle gets stronger when you lift weights.
that's true.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you what helped me being the oldest of a three, because as children we exaggerate the positive and the negative that our parents give us. We can't help it because we have not lived life to the fullest to understand how to really take things. So what helped me was my mother, our mother and father. I would hear them say once in a while when the negative shit came, they would say, "You don't have to go through this. This is wrong. We should not have to go through this." Now, a lot of times it wasn't followed up with an answer, but it was the declaration like, yo, this is not fucking normal.
Hmm.
And these were people that I held in high regard when they said, even though we're going through it, they acknowledge this shit ain't normal. So what it did was say, yo, if you have the power over certain things, control them. There's a lot of things you don't have power over. You just gotta embrace yourself for the impact, right? Then then you try to recover from it. But if you got power over something, take it. Like it
Exercise.
worked. It worked me out of my laziness when it came to life. Like the little things where I would blow off, right? When it wasn't my responsibility, when it became my responsibility, I understood that, yo, I can take care of this shit now, then I won't have to worry about this shit later.
Mm-hmm.
When the big shit happens, because life is going always life for us, man.
Mm-hmm. It's like for me, like homework in college. Everybody thought I was, everybody thought I was pretty smart in college or whatever, man. But no, I just did the homework early and got it out of the way.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
The thing with it for me, man, was because I've been through therapy, man, several times, man. You know, and the one thing that I got out of it more than anything was it wasn't an exact answer, man. It was just understanding your triggers.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It was understanding your triggers, recognizing what's coming down the pike and being and having an awareness of it, you know. Is it going to stop it? No, but it's going to help you deal with it. You know what I'm saying? It's going to give you it's going to give you a tool to be able to cope, to understand, because the world is this way it is. We have no control over what happens in the world. It's just what it is.
Yeah.
But the focus is, okay, how do I move in this situation? How do I keep myself healthy? How do I continue to be an example in this? You know, I could be a leader but be vulnerable at the same time. You know, and that's healthy for me. It has nothing to do with you. You know what I'm saying? You know, we as black men, we have the tendency to say, man, you got to be strong, man. You got to, you got to do this, you got to do that. Everybody got their limitations. You know what I'm saying? And it's disingenuous for us to be stronger than the rest of the world when we are all human beings. You know what I'm saying? We all have our breaking points. We all have our moments. You know what I'm saying? It's up to us as individuals to understand what our triggers are, man, to be able to deal with it. You know what I'm saying? To be able to deal with it in our situation. Because what we do and what we go through to the world.
Yeah.
So it's incumbent upon us to keep our shit healthy, to have an awareness of ourselves, man. If it's something that you can't deal with or something that you don't want to deal with, then it's okay to say, hey, man, I can't really mess with that. You know? Because it's either distracting or it affects me in a certain way. It's okay to be that.
Yeah.
It's okay to have that understanding.
You know, I think what I've always worried about. See, people think that you expose. This is my opinion. People think that when you talk about how you feel about something, you actually exposing yourself to the outside world. You're showing a softer side of yourself. Me personally, I'll tell you how I feel, whether I feel weak or not. And the reason why I do that because I do not want it to build up and I lash out in the way that's detrimental to my well-being and the people around me. I talk so I don't act, basically. You see what I'm saying? Because see, I used to tell people this all the time. When you hear me talking, everything is good. If you hear me arguing with you, everything is good. But as soon as you see me shut my mouth and not respond, I'm about to take action. That's who I am, right? But I always had a caretaker spirit. That's just me. You know what I mean? So, and I'm comfortable with that. I just think that sometimes, man, especially, and I respect dudes who want to be this. I'm rough and I'm tough and I'm this motherfucker. I respect that. That's cool. I like that, right? But understand something. You are going down a one-way road, and you're not giving yourself a chance to heal from your anxiety, because that's what gets us is our anxiety. And I am an expert on having anxiety.
Absolutely.
Can't
I
help it
Anxiety.
am.
out, brother.
You know what's so funny about it is when they say functional alcoholics. I just want to say this real quick. I am a functional anxiety junkie.
Anxiety, man, has put me in a headspace to where I understand about myself that if I tell you that I need some help, then that's the strongest I can be at that point.
Yeah,
That's it. I need some help. I can't handle this by myself.
yeah, yeah.
I think a lot of that stuff come with age and experience too. You know,
And that's
you
too
know,
bad. Too
huh?
bad. It's too bad that that's the case. I agree with you, but it's too
You know,
bad.
you know,
Oh,
some of us have
you
to
was
go
talking
through our.
about what sister-in-law just said, Jaquari. Sorry, Damon.
What'd you say?
Were you just speaking on what sister-in-law just put in there, or you was talking
No,
about?
when Damon said that, that experience comes with age, I agree with him, but I said it's too bad, man,
Yeah,
because
yeah, that's true. Go ahead, Damon. Sorry about that, bro.
No, what I'm saying is, man. See, the one thing that we have to, as human beings, man. If you believe in a higher power or whatever, you believe in divine intervention or whatever it is that you believe in, man. People go through their own maturation processes, man. It's either gonna make you strong, be better, or you're gonna be stagnant and you're gonna wallow in it. You know, how do you know how to treat somebody if you haven't been treated bad? Your damn. I mean, how do you know how to treat people good if you don't know how it feels to be treated bad? You know what I'm saying? No, somebody treats you a certain way, you feel bad about it, and your first initial thought is, damn, that was messed up. That made me feel this way. I ain't gonna let I'm not gonna treat nobody that bad, man. I don't want nobody to feel like I feel. But some of us overcome that feeling and say, you know what, charge you the game, man. That's just part of it,
Yeah,
you know. But at the end of the day, we all feel victimized. I don't give a damn how strong you think you are.
yeah,
You feel victimized in some way, be it justified or not. You know, it's about having awareness of yourself, having awareness of your triggers, understanding that uh, empathy applies. You know,
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
so it's a matter of choices, isn't it?
It is, but also you do know, just like with the overall theme is you got to grow into it, man. You don't automatically get it when you're young unless God blessed you with it. You know what I'm saying? But
Huh?
you just got to figure out. Let's do this real quick, man, and then we're gonna get on to something. I want your opinion, guys, on what Keith Barnes just said. He just put up here. First of all, sister-in-law, you've been throwing some great things up here. Thank you. Um, Keith said that's always been my problem. I would get a punkish feeling when I express my feelings. And at that point, I'm feeling anxiety because I can't react or lash out without looking ridiculous. We'll start with you, Damon, then you, Jaquari. What do you think about that?
I've been there. I've been in that space, man. You know, I just been lucky enough to have people who would pull me to the side, man, and say, "Hey, man, hey, dude, calm down. Let's think this through. Let's go through it step by step." Because when you in the throes of that, man, you don't think about what the final situation is going to be. People make fools out of themselves sometimes, man. They embarrass themselves. I don't think that's their initial goal to do. I think, man, it's just an emotional thing that just gets out of control, man. I mean, I don't know if I'm answering the question because I didn't read it,
You are.
but
You are.
but yeah, we've all been through that, man, where we've embarrassed ourselves. You know, we embarrass ourselves, and then most people see that and they want to, yeah, you know, it's something that they can always go back to and want to throw up in your face, man. But you know, I think my wife said if you're honest about your feelings, that's not effective, man, because you know it's all about your own personal growth, isn't it? And people gonna think of what they think and feel how they want to any damn way.
Quad.
When you start having kids and stuff like that, then you got to really think deep and be responsible for your actions,
Jaquar.
because it's going to affect their life.
Jaquar.
I think that as Damon said, man, we've all experienced that punkish feeling, man. But for me, I came to the realization that that punkish feeling is like the first step in the road in the road to trying to get yourself healed. You know what I mean? You got to go through that. It's like emotional withdrawals, man. You know, just like a drug addict. You know, coming down off of something. It's gonna get bad. It's gonna be a lot bad before it gets better. Now, if unless I'm a glutton for punishment, whatever this particular situation is or related to that's making me feel this way, if I don't figure out why it's doing that shit and how I can get past it, you know, whatever techniques I use to build myself up enough to get past this single experience, and next time that you know to use those techniques again, and the more and more success, no matter how small those successes are, you know that's what builds that barrier, that shield up against traumatic experiences, man. Like I said, you just don't wake up strong. You got to exercise every trait that God has given us to cope with the world. It's got to be exercised. You know, and unfortunately, you know, we got to deal with trauma.
Yeah.
You know, I can speak to that, man, because you know, shit, after Eastern Michigan, shit, I wallowed in my trauma for 10 years, man.
I think the fact that we just now discovering, because I think we saw trauma as commonplace and we couldn't do anything about it.
Ain't it?
It is, but in my opinion, I think that we always, as black men, and I'm not talking about the color card or anything, but as black men in this country, we always felt like trauma was a rite of passage for us. We normalized trauma, but trauma really and truly has no place in our lives. To be honest with
Yeah,
you.
but you got to have, but others have to have compassion, man.
I agree.
Others have to have compassion when it comes to that, because a black man trauma is a real thing, bro.
There's no doubt about it.
That's a real thing. You know what I'm
But
saying? That's something that a black man actually goes through, and then as we were raising our sons, we see some of the same things or the same traumas that we experience. You know what I'm saying?
But you think about it, we're just now acknowledging that's what it is. That's what I meant by it was the rite of passage. See, the acknowledgement of it to me makes me say, this might be happening in my life, but it's not fucking fair. And if I can prevent it not to happen in my child's life, I will do it.
Yeah, but that's the weird side of the coin, though, man. Because we, as black men, we experience, you know, boatloads, shitloads of trauma and shit when we kids or whatever, and hopefully we work ourselves into a position to where we don't have to have our kids in the hood dealing with the shit that we had to deal with. Okay, that's grand, absolutely grand. But what does that do to our kids?
But I
Are they
think,
are they properly prepared to face the world?
but here's the thing: trauma don't unless unless our kids grow up in the middle of trauma, like it's an everyday thing. That is not what that's going to do. Is probably add layers, but what we need to do is add. And tell me if y'all agree or not. Add character to our children, self-esteem to our children, and they're
Yeah,
able
but
to get through. Because see, think about it, right? Our father was shot twice when we were youngins. I'm the oldest, so I remember both times, right?
I remember.
Okay, but here's my point. In order for me to become the man that I become, right? Did our father need to be shot? This is
I
why
know
I'm speaking on.
one time he was shot. He was trying to help somebody out.
No. This is my point. This is my point. Just speaking on the actual action, because sometimes that's all we focus on, right? For me and you and Jaquari, Damon, to become the men that we are, did our father need to be shot? You understand what I'm saying to you?
Kind of, sort of. I mean, explain
Okay.
explain it.
Let me put it like this.
I mean, nobody needs to be shot, bro. I mean,
No,
unless
but
they
no, don't oversimplify it. And think about what I'm saying to you. When we were just talking about the building of character, right? The growth of our children. Jaquari said something about, without and I'm assuming this is what you were saying, Jaquari, without the trauma, are we servicing our children? Are we preparing them for their lives, right? So when I brought up and said the people that we became, could we have become those people if our dad hadn't gotten shot? Because it affected me, and I'm sure it affected y'all too, right? But had he not gotten shot, would you be the same person you are right now?
Probably.
And see, that's my point. Yes, I get it. I see why, that it would shape you into the person that you are, that experience, right? But would you still become the same person without that experience? You see what I'm saying? I like my chances. You understand what I'm
So
saying?
you speaking to your own personal trauma as it pertains to your seeing your dad shot 2 times.
Yeah, of course. It's what.
Okay, well, it affected you. I mean, that was trauma, and it affected you a certain way. Did it affect you in a negative way? Absolutely. I mean, was it long term? I don't know that. I don't think that was the case.
But you're misunderstanding me. I'm not trying to say how it affected me. I'm saying, would I still become the same person had it not happened? That's the question I put out there.
Right.
You feel me?
Well, yeah, I'm feeling what you're saying. I think, man, that when we talk about trauma, man, I mean, this, that can encompass a whole lot of things, man. You just gave an example.
Well, I mean,
You know
this is
what
what
I'm
we were just speaking on it, bro. This and that was just my. I just used that as an example.
For me, one of my traumas, I'm gonna tell you one of the major traumas I experienced, man, was when I was on my way to college, and I worked my ass off, man, and I felt like in real time I was proving those naysayers that I could make it and make it happen or whatever, right? And in the process of doing that, I got hooked up with people who had my back and who was down with me. But once I achieved that goal, getting in college, doing my thing, then I had these people over here saying, Yeah, you might have made it, but do you really belong here? You know what I'm saying? It was a culture shock. You know what I'm saying? There was a certain amount of trauma that came with that. You know what I'm saying? And, and because I had limited experience, man, with somebody who I deemed was supposed to be there or whatever, they saying I didn't belong. You know what I'm saying? You know, there was a certain amount of second guessing when it came to that. You know, but the people who had my back and who whatever convinced me that I belonged. You know what I'm saying? My brothers was two of those people who did that. You know, I realized that I belong there, and plus, you know what I'm saying? I was quote unquote a star in that situation. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
I'm in the record books. I'm on the walls. You know, because of those certain traumas that we go through in our personal experience, we would never ever, if there's not somebody there to help us to see outside of that or overcome it, we'll never understand it and never be on the wall or be in the record books. So there's degrees to that, man, and it's individualized, man. It's for each person. When we lump it all together and we charge it to the game and all that stuff, people get lost in that.
Yeah.
People get
I get
lost in that, and it just be about society, and you know, and then it becomes this generic thing that some of us gonna make it and some of us not. Where in reality we all can. Am I making sense?
yeah.
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 We all can make it, but sometimes it's your friend. Sometimes it's a person that you grew up with. Sometimes it's a person, man, that you admired. They say, "Oh, you don't cut the mustard, man. You ain't that." That's trauma.
Of course. Of course.
That's
I,
trauma.
you know what, bro? I'm blessed. I'm gonna tell you why I say I feel I'm blessed, because every direction that I wanted to go, there were people on the outside telling me, and I'm talking about throughout my life, not just from high school, college, none of that. I'm talking about throughout my life. There was people on the other side saying, telling me that I wasn't good enough, right? And I say that's a blessing. Just chiming in on what you're saying, Damon. It's a blessing that I wanted to make it, not to prove them wrong. They gave me incentive to go after it and put in the extra time to make it happen for me. You know what I mean? So I understand what you mean, that trauma, and I don't want to misquote you, but sometimes that adds to our growth as who we are as human beings. You know what I mean?
Which was kind
Absolutely.
of, which was kind of my, kind of the gist of my statement.
Yeah, yeah.
But I mean, yeah, when I moved to North Carolina, man, before I moved to North Carolina, I had people, man, told me that not necessarily that I was, not gonna make it in North Carolina or get kicked out of North Carolina, but I had a conversation.
They were trying to kick you out the state, bro.
Yeah, yeah. But
Hell.
I had people tell me, man, that I was abandoning mine. I
Mm,
mean,
And then,
mm.
for a long time, man,
Yeah, expound on that, bro. That's deep.
especially when she first took sick or whatever, man, that shit ate me up. It really did.
let me speak on that real quick. So I
Yeah.
was there. I was there in real time. First of all, and I'm speaking on our mother. So just to let everybody know, Jaquari moved down to North Carolina in '99 or 2000, around that time, right?
Um,
So Our mother, Margie Noisia Armstrong, called me with that stern voice in the morning before she went to work. She called me. See, when she called me in the morning, I knew it was important. It was either my birthday or some serious shit, right? She called me and she said, I want you to do me a favor. And I said, well, favor? I'm like, yo, what do you mean? What do you want me to do? That's what I want. You know, you don't, I'm not in a position to do a favor for you. I'm in a position to do what you asked me to do. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And she said, I want you to let your brother come down, Jaquari, to come down and live with you. I said, okay. Because I knew what Jaquari had done for her since our father died. But let me just finish this real quick. Because I want to put this on record. So I'm tired. I'm tired of the narrative in which people have no freaking idea.
No.
I need to finish. No, I'm doing this for me. I understand what you're saying, Jaquar. I'm doing this for me. I'm tired of the narrative because my mother asked me to do this for him, and Jaquar was not aware that she asked this. He was not aware.
But that, I mean, not to cut you off, bro, but that's not even important to.
No, hold on. I told you I'm doing it for me, man. They ain't got nothing. I'm being selfish with this. So understand what I'm doing right now, because I'm putting it here, so you understand. She asked us to do it because she already had a plan in place. She had a couple years before she retired, and she knew exactly what she was going to do when she retired. You understand what I'm saying to you? See, you see where I'm going to now, Jaquari.
Yeah, I see where you're going to, but I mean, but I just wanted, I couldn't use that as an excuse though.
It had nothing to do with excuse.
Yeah, but I'm saying I never told anybody that that was a conversation that you told me about, whatever. But I just wanted to speak to when I did leave, I wouldn't.
You was tore up. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, shit. Did I want to leave? No, I didn't want to leave. Shit, I mean, what the fuck? But just speaking to what you and Damon have spoke about previously. I mean, did it fuel my success? I can't say that it did. It opened up an unfinished chapter of my life and afforded me the opportunity to take full advantage of it, and I believe that's what I did. You know what I mean? Yeah. So everybody ain't gonna always cheerlead for you.
No doubt.
But
that's the point, though. You know what I mean?
I think that as I thought about your experience, bro, when I was thinking about it in regards of how I felt how it should be or whatever, I was way off the mark, man. You know what I'm saying? And when I took the step back and it was looking at the situation that you chose to do and be and whatever, I realized what the commitment that you made, man. And it took out our mother.
We was just living, man. We was living. Right. We was both.
It took our mother. Well, it took our mother to recognize it and say, "Okay, enough is enough." Because once you left, you see how she landed. She was sitting pretty. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I appreciate the fact that Keith said, "Okay, this is what we're gonna do, and I'm gonna allow my brother DeFlores to do what he would do, based on his own decisions or whatever." And it happened. It made sense. That's what families do, man. But I want to highlight, man, that you as a young man the decisions that you made and how you maintain shit. That was respectable. I admire that aspect about you.
I appreciate it, man. But for me at the time, man, it was yet another failure, man. It was yet another failure. You know what I mean?
Until
No,
you
just
matured.
I understand. Yeah. I mean, yeah.
Till you matured, and then you understand life be life, and right? I'm not putting words in your mouth, but
Yeah, but that's not something. I mean, that trauma, that anxiety,
yeah,
that sick feeling, man. I don't hide from it anymore, man. And
no doubt.
That's do I still see it as a failure? Yeah, I do. But I'm seasoned enough to have lived through my failures, man, and I've had a lot of them.
Yeah.
Now, have I flourished in this particular situation? Yeah, but I haven't always flourished, on the other side of my failures, man.
No doubt. All right. Malika Harris, what's going on, baby girl? She says, why do y'all think we tell ourselves or seek not needed outside validation, a pat on the back or approval? In turn, we fear the judgment that comes with it, and it often shows up as anxiety in us. We'll start with you, Jaquari. What do you think?
Attaboys are always nice. I ain't gonna lie. I mean, but in your life, in your day-to-day functions, in your day-to-day movements, you don't need that. Outside validations. I mean, do they come? If you're blessed, but more often than not, is outside judgment. And do I fear that? I used to. That's why when I moved to North Carolina, I came down in a somewhat defeated mindset, and I had to let my brother and my nephew and my sister-in-law help rebuild who I was at one point. And they helped me to believe that, I never was not that person. So I started to be him again.
And let's not leave out an employee of Sam's Club.
Well,
I stay
the
employee of the month. Don't matter where I am.
Look.
And that's the damn truth. That shit is uncanny.
I know the character building was the first year Jaquari worked there was one of the hottest summer ever in North Carolina. And he was hustling them damn carts from out the parking lot. And then had the nerve. Look,
and the coldest one is he was out there on the tarmac.
Look, listen. And then had the nerve to be out there in long sleeves. I was like, man, what the hell is you doing?
I ain't had it was probably your loans there. I ain't had that when I came down there.
So yeah, attaboys come, man, with you have to validate them joints, man. Who really loves you and who really cares. You know what I'm saying? You have to be able to determine that shit, man. But the struggles that you go through, that's yours and that's yours alone, man. You have to decide whether or not you're gonna be stronger without animus, man.
Good point.
Without animus, because if you strong with animus, man, then you trying to prove a point, not living your life. You know what I'm saying? You're not trying to be your best self. You're just trying to prove a motherfucker wrong. Excuse my language.
And there will never be an end to it.
It won't be an end, man.
My life is not proving nobody wrong. My life is about learning from my mistakes and being a better me.
I think the best thing I ever happened to me was when I was around maybe 27. And I said to myself, I sat there and said to myself, Keith, when it comes to life, you may know shit, but you don't know shit. Because I had to humble myself. I'm like, yo, to understand, because that's what kept my hunger going to succeed and move forward, is the fact that I realized I needed to learn more. I needed to keep learning, you know, and I kind of convinced myself that I stopped learning. I mean, I don't stop learning. Like I'm 59 right now, and I learn something every single day. People may think that's an exaggeration, but that's true for me. It really is.
You know what? You know what the conclusion I come to, man, based on my life experiences and my age, man. Dealing with anybody on any level, I'll be like, okay, man, you know, you in the midst of life and dealing with your shit, you know what I'm saying? But what if you live till you 80 years old, man? Are you making the right decisions, man, for yourself, your family, an example? Are you? I mean, there is that possibility. You know what I'm saying? So that requires you to do what, man? To make an assessment based on your experience and who you trying to be in this world. You know, you're born by yourself and you're judged by yourself, man. You know, and that requires taking some responsibility for your actions. And if you don't, if you choose not to be that person to take responsibility, and you just want to be that person who's just going through life shitting on everybody, then shame on you, man. You know, because when you get shit on, you gonna cry the loudest.
Yeah, well, that's true. I got a question for y'all. And really this just popped into my mind. What is your interpretation? And hopefully one of y'all know. And whoever's watching, maybe y'all have the definition of this. Where the fuck did the term angry black man come from? And Jaquari and Damon, what is your interpretation of angry black man?
The angry black man is a traditional archetype, man. As far as entertainment goes, you have the angry black man, you have the sassy black woman, you have the step infested character, you have and the angry black man is usually equated with the militant black man.
Okay. Damon.
Angry black man, I think that's an excuse to not accept what a black man tell you what you're putting them through. You know what I'm saying? You're looking for an scapegoat, not to be responsible for your fucked up actions or how you treated the black man. So like Desquire said, you start up that archetype or that rumor, like, all right, man, look here, man. Yeah, he got shit on. He got treated bad, but he got a bad attitude. Come on, man. That is the dumbest shit in the world.
Like that in any way fucking justifies oppression.
Right. And we as black men who's been oppressed second after the black woman, we have to accept that bullshit? Do you really think we that dumb or naive? We're not. I mean, it's ridiculous, man. And when I hear people take those type of stands, it's like, man, I don't take them serious. Maybe I should, because these are people that's in power. But by the same token, as rational thinking human beings, you're not even on the radar. You're just stupid. And you're hopeless.
I think, yo, I'm gonna tell you why. I was walking, 3 times a week. I make sure I do about 3 miles. I'm low key bragging, but it is what it is. But I was walking. I was sitting there thinking about it, right? And I was crossing the street, and you know how at a stoplight, if you can make that right turn, you go ahead if it ain't no traffic. I was getting walking the street, this man blew his horn because I had the right of way. I'm getting ready to walk in the street, right? But I stopped him from making that right turn. And it was a brother. And you know, I'm cussing him out as he's driving down the street. Angry black man popped in my mind. This happened today. Popped into my mind. I said, I guess I'm looking like an angry black man cussing while I'm walking down the street, right? So I got back to the crib. I said, let me look this up because I've been hearing this, and it's always been used against us in our workplace, in entertainment, and everywhere. That was always that thing that tried to quiet us down, right? To make us feel ashamed. So I was just, I saw a couple definition, right? But one that stuck out to me that was hilarious. It says, the angry black man is considered the asshole victim. And it's funny because that is so spot on from other people's view of it.
The asshole victim.
The asshole victim.
Huh?
And I'm like, when it comes to oxymorons,
Yeah.
come on, dog. Stop playing. So
Is it though?
Yeah.
Is it though? You were the angry black man because the motherfucker made you angry.
Yeah, but
Right.
here's my point though. Why would you describe it as an asshole victim?
Because
I'm a victim.
Yeah.
What the fuck you talking about?
Oh yeah, I get that. I get what you're saying. Yeah.
That's what makes it funny. Like, wow. But think about it. Damon, Jaquari, and Fluke, I want you to comment on this when I'm done. In our second halves of our lives so far, right? We have always heard angry black man. It's been used against us by, quote unquote, the establishment, the man, right? And then every once in a while, a brother will look at us and say, you're just nothing but an angry black man. Or a sister, same thing. We use it on ourselves.
But what's the other side of that coin though? If you're not angry, then you're passive, and everybody thinks that they can shit on you, which is triggering to an angry black man.
You're right. You're right.
I keep it simple. A quote from Public Enemy. I have the right to be angry, motherfucker. My people have been persecuted.
Richard Pryor.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So now what? How you gonna explain that away with your little stupid ass anecdotes and shit, thinking you being clever? You know what? You expose yourself by making Donald Trump president, and he exposed y'all all damn day long.
Yeah, and Damon had to bash Donald like this motherfucker.
No, man. No, I'm not bashing Donald. Donald just being Donald. He's a rich, privileged white kid, man.
Yeah.
But do you hear this dumbass shit he be saying, man? And then people say, "Oh yeah, he making sense because deep down inside you have this this bigoted mindset and attitude because you feel like you losing something. How the hell you feel like you losing something when you fucking winning? Really? Who the hell thinks like that, bro?
Ironically enough, Damon, I don't pay attention to Donald Trump. I don't listen to him, man, but I do pay attention and listen to the black people and in growing number, man, who I see on the news who are starting to support him, man.
And those are people, man, who are looking for clicks and trying because
Let them finish, Damon. Let them finish.
I am.
Their number one battle cry is usually he's fighting for all our rights. You see what I mean? Like, what the fuck?
God, man. You know what, man? Are you done? Go ahead, Spo. I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, that was it. I was done.
Listen, man. The silliest shit in the world, man, to me, is to listen to a black person trying to justify that stupid ass shit. And it's like, dude, do you know at the end of the damn day, man, at the end of the day, while you espousing that dumbass shit, at some point in your life, you're going to be victimized. Man. You're going to get shit on because it happens every day. It's an everyday occurring thing. And when you sitting down, pissed off because you got disrespected because of the color of your skin, how you going to respond to that? You going to keep on talking that dumbass shit? Are you going to continue to be that person who say, hey, but you know what? Oh, America's not racist. Really? Everybody in their mama see what's happening. Everybody in their mama understands and know what's going on, but you're just being tribal. Not because you're about equality. It's because you want to stay in power. That's what it is.
I get that.
And if you're honest about that, then me as a black man will respect you more. And then make everything fair and equal, and then we'll see who wins.
Just responding to Keith Barnes' comment, let me read it. I believe being called an angry black man is a way to try to control brothers by making them feel inferior for responding to being mistreated. They never acknowledge what or why he's angry, and just a response to that, man. I've experienced that, on many occasions, in situations where I was told that, oh, you're a teddy bear, you're a gentle giant, you're and as I hear this, as I've heard this, as I've gotten older, I've got to respond. No, I'm not. I'm not a gentle person. I'm not a teddy bear. I'm not even nice. What I am is appropriate to the situation.
Yeah.
So I just want to say
that. Malika had a comment. I only hear them say that they felt like they were doing better financially when he was president. They're willing to deal with all the other BS he brings as, I don't know, lean.
Long.
As long as their pockets felt better. And me, just to comment on this, Malika, you're absolutely right. Because it's always financially based when it comes to backing a Republican candidate.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't see nothing wrong with that. But do not add in the blackness in it. You feel what I'm saying? They try to justify the money aspect by saying, yeah, of course, black folks, we got folks out here who want financial stability. They want to be rich. In our community, they do. We all do, right? But stop choosing the side. This is why I don't mess with the liberals, because the liberals give a fuck about that. I don't fuck with the conservatives because we don't have a fight. My opinion, we don't have a fight when it comes to liberal and conservative because they are driving their own car, and we on that hitch in that wagon that's trailing so far behind, and we have no shock absorbers. We don't have shit. All we doing is bouncing with no seatbelts. That's my analogy.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Damon, Jaquari, is there anything else? This has been a great discussion. I just want to let you guys know. But is there anything else that you guys thought about during the week you want to bring up today or in the last moments?
Honestly, no, not myself, man. It's we was talking about therapy, man. I didn't even know I needed to speak about that. So
no doubt. Damon, you said something about squatters. You still want to mess with that?
Yeah, I wanted to talk about that, man. But based on the research I've been doing and all that stuff, man, I'm of the mindset, bro, man, where I don't respect these people, and you know, do I allow myself, man, to be in that mindset or in that space, man? You go up in somebody's crib and then you want to talk about rights. I mean, where the hell they do that shit at? I don't get it, bro. You know,
Okay.
even to the point where the illegals are doing the shit, and it's like, wow, man. It's like a damn not bizarre world, but it's like a comedy. It's like a comedy, man. It's like, are we really doing this shit?
I tell you, my
Do we do
my
we do we really have to go through the legal process of evicting squatters? Are we really doing that shit?
yeah.
And you
If
want
you
to
if you
go?
don't, if you don't want to go in there and do it yourself, yeah,
Yeah.
because you
I
do
give you.
have the
I give.
right
I,
to you
hey,
do have the right to do it
I'm.
yourself.
Hey, Keith. I'm the man to give me a bunch of goons.
That's real.
I'm just joking, man. But man, can you imagine though, dude? Come on, man. But I mean, I
Um,
had a lot to say about it, man. But I think emotionally, man, I don't think my mind is where it should be because I want to be uh, righteous about it, give it the respect that it deserves, man, and be knowledgeable about it. But I'm emotional, so I'm not in that space right now, man. So
well, let me put it like this: when I became aware of squatting, it was a Detroit thing to me on social media. A lot of Detroiters were squatting in different homes and different things like that. It's all over the country now, but when I was made aware of it, it was a Detroit thing, right? I think, real quick, I think it's unfair that you would do that to somebody who's either their parent or loved one paid for a home, or they paid for a home, and you would come in and try to claim that home. Now that's a broad stroke, but basically that's what it is, right? And like I said, I'm just gonna comment on it real quick. I'm just like you, Damon. I don't know a lot about it, but just what I'm familiar with, and that does that bother me? Yes, it bothers me in the sense that these people are working hard for those homes. Now you're trying to steal it from up under them. You feel me?
that shit is ridiculous, man.
I mean, and you know what? Rationally, man, I'll say that at one point in this country's history, there was probably a place for such a thing. But this ain't goddamn 1800s Oklahoma, man. People are building homesteads, and air quotes abandoning them, in pursuit of seasonal changes and shit, right? These are people's homes and neighborhoods and shit. You just can't, see somebody ain't moving around in the house for a month or two and decide that this is going to be a good location for you, so you're just going to come and take it. What the hell? I don't know.
Okay. Sister-in-law put something up here, which is hilarious, but I see how they could do that. That's crazy right there. But let me just say this real quick. Malika, the app that we're on right now, just like Kevin Hart said, my checking account is linked to my saving account, and the saving account though is it's not the regular account. The app that we're on, we don't usually see I'm the only one actually that sees the YouTubers comments. You feel what I'm saying? So this is why I try to pin them. As soon as I see them, I'll pin them up there. But that's pretty funny, Benita.
But think about that for
That's
think about this
crazy.
for a minute, man.
That's crazy.
That's income, man. That's you know what I'm saying.
That
And then
is
you got a
crazy.
clown to come move up in that joint.
Oh, as a matter of fact, you know what it is? I did see a woman do that. It was a black woman did that to another black woman. She was in the Airbnb and she had moved all her stuff in and didn't leave. It didn't leave. And I'm not laughing at that woman's pain because that's crazy. But the person who was this young lady was nonchalant, like, yo, this is mine now.
Hmm.
The audacity. Come on, man.
And I've seen. I mean, you can do your research, man. But there's people who've done this thing in $1 million mansions, man.
Yeah. As a matter of fact, did y'all see the one with the brother? He moved into it. I think it was in Texas. And this house was probably $500,000 or something like that. And the family hadn't been to the house for a long time. And I think he came close to getting the house because he had squatted so long.
Wow.
That
That's
shit
crazy, man.
make it make sense, man.
It don't. It don't. It don't. Okay, this is the last thing of the day. And what it is, I just want to know your honest opinion. And we talked about this before, but I'm gonna put a little spin on it. Jaquari, Damon, and everybody out there who's watching, I want you to chime in too. Just tell me your opinion. Men like Dr. Umar Johnson, Charleston White, and everyone like in that lane, right? How seriously should we take them? I know it's a broad question, and you guys can take it wherever you want to take it with, but how seriously should we take them as far as the knowledge that they give? Damon, we'll go to you first.
Me, it all depends, man. Charleston White, man. Do he say clever shit, man? Do he say things that make sense? Absolutely, man. But his delivery, man, is something that I'm too goddamn old to even try to respond to, because if he was just a brother who was in our group on the street talking that shit, would I pay attention to him? Probably not. Umar, would I pay attention to him? You know, I would give him some. I would give him some attention. You know what I'm saying? Because of his delivery.
Okay.
You know.
Because I was going to ask you what's the difference between the two, because I kind of don't see a difference, but go ahead.
For me, it's about the delivery, man. I don't want to hear that bullshit, dude. You know what I'm saying? I can have a conversation with a man and not be all overzealous or crazy with it, man. You know what I'm saying? I don't need, dude. I'm 58 years old. I don't need fucking shock value, man.
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying? You younger than me. You know what I'm saying? I done been through shit you probably ain't never experienced in your life, brother. And you want to preach to me, and then use shock value to bring home your point. You lost me, man.
Okay. Jaquari.
I think those two gentlemen, man. when I first discovered him, man, had some very poignant things to say. You know, some researchable facts, man, and you know, I enjoyed them both in the early stages of their career. You know, and I'm not going to say that it was necessarily their fault that what they were saying, the positive things that they were saying, stances that they were taking, you know, we began to become disinterested in because you know it's all recycled. You know, this point at this point in their careers, they really, as Damon said, they really don't hold my attention anymore. I mean, and I'm not saying that you know in a negative sense. You know, I've moved on. You know what I mean? That's why you know I'll die on the hill, man. That you know social media and easily accessible information about people who say things that make a difference in some cases, you know, it's not always a good thing. You know, I mean, you're always going to have to separate the message from the man. You have to.
That's real.
Think about
I
this.
learned how to do that, man.
Think about this for a minute, man. You got a brother, man, talking about a female, man, that's doing some positive shit, right? Taking care of business, doing some positive shit. And he started the conversation off. Hey, man, let me tell you about this bitch, man. This bitch about her motherfucking business, man. That whole man, she getting down, man. She know what the hell she doing, man. She taking care of business, not this. You know what I'm saying? How the hell are you following that shit, man? You just by virtue of your words, not respecting the woman, even though you respect she taking care of business. I mean, make that shit make sense, man.
A lot of people aren't, man. It's not.
You
It's
know what I'm
not
saying?
aligned. It doesn't align for a lot of people, man.
You
And
leading with that.
But see, all right. Well, let me just say this, and I want y'all to comment on it. They are searching for, like, Umar is Pan African, right? That's what he stands on, right? Charleston stands on the shock value, right? Now, is it up to them to give us their real information, or is it up to us to sift through and decipher what the fuck they talking about? Because me personally, every man that I talk to, every woman that I talk to, I always go into the premise that I have to sift through their personal stuff with the information that they give me.
isn't that exhausting?
Yes.
Absolutely. Ain't nobody got time for this shit.
No, hold on. You don't have time to get it right, brother.
I don't
Now,
have
I'm not
time to be
pushing it.
trying to.
Well,
Let me put it like this. I'm
I
not
don't have
pushing against,
time. Life is life, bro. I don't have time to
yeah.
decipher nobody's bullshit,
bro,
man.
bro.
We
But
we both
go
we
ahead,
both
Carl.
we both just spoke to separate the message from the man.
Yeah, but here's the thing. I'm not saying that you're wrong. I'm saying to you is, if a motherfucker giving you shit in clumps and you need the shit that's in those clumps, you gotta sift through it, right?
Yeah, yeah. And
That's
it's
that's
not.
all I'm saying. Now, look, I'm not disagreeing with y'all, because me personally, yes. But what I wanted to comment on is the fact that both of those guys, even though I respect Umar, I respect Charleston too, to a point, but I respect Umar more because he thinks along the lines of me. He thinks about the children, or he preaches about the children. Let me put it like that. And to me, it makes a lot of sense, right? And if I was sitting around having a conversation with both you guys, my comments would align with him when it comes to my blackness, right? Charleston and Damon, you said it before. If we were sitting around and we were just chopping it up, I would pull him to the side or in front of everybody, like, yo, man, just say what the fuck you gonna say. I don't give a fuck about who you think slutty or this or that or that. Give me that information that you added on at the end. You feel what I'm saying?
You know, I think the reason why I haven't totally disregarded Charleston White is the fact that, you know, yeah, his delivery is questionable, you know, sometimes, but he understands that, you know, yeah, I can go around to, you know, schools and different communities and save these kids' lives, but that's not going to that's not going to get them out of the street. You know, I can show them ways to stop killing each other, and hopefully ways to make money outside of hustling and crime or whatever. But they're going to be where they are. They're going to live where they are. They're going to continue to do certain shit. But as long as those activities aren't criminal activities, then that's a plus.
No doubt. No doubt.
If you
I just know me.
if you get what I mean.
Yeah.
I just know me. If I'm listening to a brother, he says some good shit, and then he go into an act, I'm like, oh, hear this motherfucker. Okay. And I'm dapping everybody else, and I'm walking out the door. I'm not even engaging in shit, man. I mean, because I got too much other shit, man, on my mind, man. You know what I'm saying? Keith, you said to decipher and shift through. Come on, man. Sometimes we need the message to be plain and simple, bro.
Oh yeah, and I feel that. I feel it. I'm not disagreeing with that. But
you know what I'm saying? The bullshit is age appropriate, man. You know, you can sound clever, man, and people and the young people will talk about how clever you sound. Whereas somebody my age is gonna be like, all right, bro. You know, I done heard that bullshit before, right?
But that's all about. That's all.
Are you catering to me, man, or are you trying to be clever for this motherfucker over here?
In both instances, man, it's just examples of two men trying to meet people at their level.
And that's right there. Y'all both made great points. Why the fuck do you think you need to meet me at a level? Just give me that information. You understand what I'm saying? The vast majority, I'm talking about the vast majority of now. What they doing is they're speaking to the minority. Charleston White is speaking to the minority. He's trying to reach the small minority. And I say small compared to the majority, which I think is maybe 90%, 95% who got sense. But he's speaking to that 5%. Umar is doing the same thing, but it's a little more of a percentage.
In Charleston White's example, don't you think that he's speaking to his immediate community?
Well,
my thing is the things he may address, us three are so far removed from, man. That it does sound like a bunch of rhetoric and bullshit.
No.
There are people who are experiencing the same shit that Charleston White is no doubt still experiencing to this very day.
But think about what I'm saying to you. I said to you, there's he's speaking to the minority. Mm-hmm. So we're both saying the same thing. Okay. You feel what I'm saying? This is my thing. And this was my attempt at a solution. I don't know what the solution is, to be honest with you. I just think that sometimes that he is so well spoken, he could actually, and Damon, I'm gonna let you bring us home with this. He can actually not do that dumb shit and give us the information, the people who can do something about it. You know what I mean? I understand that and you think about it, Charleston is attacking these young boys verbally. He's attacking them. See, that's why I'm not really like, oh, he wrong and and he's ignorant. No, he's not, because he attacks them verbally.
Dick Gregory did the same thing, didn't
He did, and see, that's along the lines. I think Dick became an angry older man.
he? Well,
You know what
might-
I'm saying? But Dick had information too. But that's my point is he attacks these young kids. He attacks them. But he kind of isolates himself from the other folks because of his rhetoric. And I'm like, man, listen to what this motherfucker's saying. You know what I'm saying? Not the way he says it. Listen to what he's saying.
it's been immensely successful for him, man. Not only financially, but I mean, I'd be willing to guarantee, man, that he's hooked some young people into being responsible about their lives.
Well, you know, good for him. I just ain't got time to be trying to decipher, man, whether or not I should be offended by this motherfucker.
I got it. I got it.
In order to hear his message, I don't got time for that, man.
Take us on home, man. Finish your point, then we're gonna let the people go.
That's my point, man. My point is, man, you get to the point, man, where you come to an understanding after you've matured and went through your own maturation process. You come to the point, man, where you understood what message you're trying to hear and what message you're trying to send. And sometimes shit just be silly shit, man. And you just be like, damn, man, you know, I don't even want to even broach that shit. I don't even want to even come close to it because it doesn't affect me. This is where I'm at with it. You know what I'm saying? So, and I got to listen to, you know, if it works for some people, man, hey, man, God bless them. But for me, it's like, man, you know, you lose me.
Mm-hmm.
You lose me. You know, I mean, at some point in time, man, you just being a jerk and an asshole, and then you pawn it off as, well, I'm just trying to get your attention. You got my attention in the wrong way.
Good point. Good point.
You know, you know what I'm saying? You 50-50. You know what I'm saying? You're not trying to, you know, reach the masses. You know what I'm saying? You 50-50. Either you're gonna like me or you're not. How the hell am I dealing with somebody who's gonna come at me whether or not I have to choose whether I like them or not? You know what I'm saying? You're not that important in my life, man.
Gotcha.
You're not. You know what I'm saying? Because every day I'm gonna have to live mine. You know, and it doesn't involve me having to shift through your bullshit because you think you're the most clever motherfucker on the planet. I'm not with it, man.
I got you. All right, well, look. We come to the end of this Friday's episode. This is Strong Perspective Podcast. Thank everybody who's tuning in. We definitely appreciate you. We're going 2 years strong. This is a conversational format. Everyone who knows Jaquari, everyone who knows Damon, everyone who knows me, get in touch with us if you want to show your face on this thing and talk about it and sift through your truth, because we're about truth. We ain't about bashing, but we ain't about you coming on here and just saying this out here Charleston whiteness. We don't believe in that shit either. So my thing is, but you're welcome to come on, and please go like, share, and subscribe on our YouTube channel, Strong Perspective Podcast. We there. Check out our content. You know, it's worth your while. Any last words, Jaquari?
It's been a great pod, gentlemen. I appreciate your time. I'm looking forward to the next.
Okay, Damon.
As always, man, I look forward to spending this time with my brothers, man. I love both of you guys, man.
Love you too, man.
Too, bro.
All right, hey, Malika, Benita, Keith, who else was on here tonight, man? Thank you all for your comments. Thank you for your participation. We appreciate y'all. This is Strong Perspective Podcast. This is what we do. This is how we are. And this is how we will be. See you next week. Peace.
Peace.